Okay, it got worse. I tried to pull the ball peg out of the neck here, and the whole mechanism came up! Oh my god! What? The whole mechanism! Now, I can't even... What do I do? What is this? What is this thing? Are you kidding me? Wait, what is this? Why did it... I can't change heads without it breaking? I can't... What? But this, I can't even zoom in. This thing? What am I gonna do now? What up, everybody's dancers? We are here with something very interesting. So as you guys know, I made a video talking about what I thought about the ASMUS Toys Evil Dead Ash release with the Henrietta, with all the problems that it had, the misspelling, the Henrietta missing the hair, the paint being subpar, the clothing, and all that. So I did that review. It lingered for about a week or two. All of a sudden, I was out to dinner, and I get this message, and I open it up, and it's ASMUS Toys. They hit me up directly on Instagram, and they were like, "Hey Daniel, we're really sorry about how you feel about this piece. You know what? Let us send you a set, a DX set, on the house to review and see if we can change your opinion on something." First of all, I was very surprised by this because, you know, I know companies do this, you know, just to show off, you know, not to show off, but to you know, maybe help save some face or something like that. But the way that the head of the management team, pretty much, I believe I was talking to the head of the company, sounded like they were very much sincere, because he is a collector, they are collectors, so, and he really felt bad about the situation. So you could tell right there was sincerity. So that already made me open the doors, because I think I would have probably turned it down if I didn't feel some sort of sincerity by them. I did speak to them for a little bit, and I was like, listen, I'll do it. I'll be happy to do it. If you guys can change my opinion, I'll be fair. I told them, but I'm not gonna just say it's good just because you sent me a package to review. I says, I'm gonna be right down the middle. If something still isn't up to the quality that I think it should be for the price point, I'm gonna say it. And they were like, you know what? You say what you need to say. It's not a problem. So come 3 weeks later, you know, it's funny, I was driving in my driveway, I was driving into my driveway, and as I pulled in, I was thinking to myself, you know what, they never shipped that out, I never got any confirmation, I don't think they're gonna ship it. And all of a sudden I look to my left on my porch, I'm like, there's a package I didn't order, and come to find out, it's the ASMUS Toys. So, it's here, I'm gonna open it, I'm gonna review it. Obviously I opened it just because I didn't know what it was, so I opened it, it was shipped beautiful. Well, I would say it was packed beautifully. They even put corner box protectors, which was great, on the outside. So let me open it up, see what I got. The box opens up, and you have the Evil Dead 2 Ash box. We take the cellophane off, obviously, and then you have the box art. And I have to say, the box art is actually pretty cool. The box is cool. It has a picture of the prototype Ash, which is the one that we saw that everybody was sold on. It has a slip cover on. The name, The Evil Dead, is embossed, nice and thick, and it says 1/6 collectible action figure Ash Williams, and even the ASMUS Toys on the top left corner is embossed. Then on the side we have the Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn title that is embossed, which is nice. The back has all the credits, and the other side is completely the same. Bottom is kind of black, the top has the title with the hand. Alright, so the box so far, the box slip cover is nice. Let's see what we got. And it's actually very thick quality paper. So, or cardboard paper. We took the slip cover off and we could see Ash. I can't really see it because there's a bag over it. I like the border around it. It's nice rust. Evil Dead with some blood splatter effects. Ash Williams. On the back it has the Necronomicon and some sort of silhouette painting. Evil Dead 2, Ash Williams, and then the bottom is the same. Alright, so let me open it up. The window. Alright. Now I'm going to be probably a little bit critical about this piece because there were so many things that was wrong with it initially. Alright, so we have an instruction manual for the diorama. Now obviously I got the
The diorama's at the bottom, I believe, in a styrofoam container, which was kind of nice, so it's extra padding. Alright, let's take the first cover off. Alright, initial impressions from what I'm seeing. I do see a little bit of improvements, but I'm going to have to delve a little bit deeper. You know what, let's start with the saw hand. Alright, one thing about the saw hand. I'm not a fan that the saw blade is loose. Obviously you're going to pose it, but you guys can hear that it's loose. I don't know if that's meant to do that, but doing that, maybe a little bit shaking, could affect the paint on the inside or all that. Not like it's really going to matter, but it's alright. The paint on the chainsaw hand isn't spectacular by any means, but I do have to say the blade is real metal, so that is cool. I don't remember if you pull the string, does it make a saw sound? Oh, okay, now it makes sense. So if you pull the string, it has an action where it makes the saw move, which is kind of cool. Okay, so it makes sense why it's loose. I take my last statement back. I'll say when I'm wrong. But yeah, the blade is real metal. The rest feels a little bit cheaper plastic. It's not resin, I don't believe. Yep, it's plastic. And it has the seam line in the middle, as you can tell. And the paint is okay. Weathering is nothing too spectacular. The Necronomicon, which I believe it only comes with one, is an actual book. It seems to be made of some sort of rubber material, which is nice. I have the custom version of this from a Beta Metal release, and it's kind of the same thing. This is more rigid. But the inside of the Necronomicon actually has the insides of what the book would have in real life. So they actually printed the designs inside the book, which is nice. So this is actually really well done. I actually really enjoy this. This is great. Then we have the dagger, the Canthorian dagger or something like that. And it's rubber. I would have appreciated if this was in resin. I do understand maybe they went rubber so there wasn't any breakage. I do understand that. The paint on it is okay. The skull is painted pretty badly in the front. It's just a glob of gray. Then there's a line of gray on the back handle to represent the back ears of the face, and it's just a streak there. You know, it's alright. The shading on the actual blade itself, on the spinal blade, is pretty good. Not horrific. Alright. The hand, the extra hand, which is Ash's hand that gets cut off, is rubber, which you could... I feel like a lot of these things could have been resin. So I feel like maybe everything got turned into plastic to make some other things pop, like include the dye and all that. I would have rather had like the perfect Ash with very minimalistic accessories, as long as the figure is great. But the hand is rubber. The skin tone's okay. The blood work is not something I'd be happy with. So it's okay. I wish it was resin. They gave us an extra set of wrist pegs. They also gave us Ash's bandage for when he cuts off his hand. Once again, rubber. Paint. It has some weathering on it. Then we have the shotgun, which is plastic, and it is lightweight. Painted okay. At least it has the action to be able to reload. You cannot load any bullets because it's solid inside. I think this is fair. This is fair. You know, this is fair. I would have to say this is good. Let's move on to the base, actually, because I want to leave Ash for second to last. Alright, so one of my other initial concerns was the Deadite, was the Deadite head of Ash, and yeah, it's still not impressing me. The Deadite head Ash sculpt is good and decent. The hair is nicely sculpted. It does have differentiations with purples and a little bit of skin tone. but the blood going around the crown is a little weak. On the ear, it's a little weak. The eyes are painted a little weak. Definitely could be a little bit better. So this is still not up to par for my tastes. Then we have the head, the girl's head. Alright, so off the rip, I will say this. I've always hated the hair. This hair I still hate. It's nicely stylized, but you can tell it's just cheap hair. So that, I can't do that. The neck is sculpted nicely, and it has a little bit of better blood paint than what the rest of the set has. So that is okay for it. The skin tone's alright. The eyes are not the best. The mouth is not even glossy. Skin tone's okay. It's a little tacky. But mine, there is some blemishes. They have three small black faded dots of paint. As I don't know if that was intentional, or it could be a black wash that went over or scattered over. The thing that's absolutely bad about this is the back of the head. You see a massive seam line, obviously because it was put in two parts. Obviously you have the hair piece, and because then they would punch in the hair and then put it onto the actual back of the face plate of the mask of the face. So that I don't want to see. Not so good on that end. The extra shirt, like I said, the weathering on it, the way it's cut up, I don't like. It just seems literally like scissors will cut up to it. The blood work, obviously the shirt soaked it in, so I can't fault it for that. I don't expect them to go crazy. The weathering is kind of, it's okay. The shirt material is nice though, but it needs definite better weathering. Then you have the seamless arms, and the rubber, you can tell, is pretty thin on it, and I would have a feeling this would deteriorate over time, and especially when you want to pose the Ash, you get this, that kind of bend. It literally looks like crumpled up paper. Let's see if it's the same for the left arm. Yeah, it has a really bad effect, so these hands would have to be literally posed down for it to do anything. So there's that. I'll take better pictures in hand, so let's get into the hands. Alright, so we have a nice array of hands, and I like how that came out. I do like that they give you a lot of hands to display stuff with. That's nice. The hands aren't as bad. They're sculpted nicely. Once again, they're rubber, but that's okay. Or a soft plastic, and they're weathered nice. So that's cool. We'll put these over here. And then we can get into... Actually, I'll leave the Ash for here for now. Still got 10 minutes. We have the Evil Dead Ash base, where they fixed the base where the decal said Ash Willems. It was missing the eye, so they fixed that. The sticker base, wood flooring, I do not like. It looks cheap. It looks fake. So this I will not be using. Obviously, it comes with the Dio, so I mean, it's nice that they include the extra no matter what. They have the crotch grabber, where the actual rod leading up to the crotch grabber part says ASMUS on it. So that's kind of cool. So it was a little bit unique. It is pretty lightweight though. You can tell. Definitely hollow. Nothing solid. And then we have, let's get into the Ash. Let's start with the boots. Boots are sculpted nicely off the bat. I can tell they're sculpted nicely, weathered pretty nice, painted okay, so can't fault it for that. The hands are similar as the other ones, painted nice. The pants actually have a better fit than I thought they would, so, and the material's pretty rigid, but it lays pretty nice. It has some darker weathering on there, so that's nice. The figure feels pretty heavy, so I feel like the body is quality. The straps on the chest are nice. The metal hinge for the chainsaw starter is nice. Weathered pretty okay on the belt. Okay, so on the shirt material is okay. The only problem is the weathering. So if you look at the weathering, it's got weathering on the front and on the left side of the arm. Now when you move the arm up, the underside's pretty much completely unweathered. So it looks like they literally just held the figure like this and just gave it a quick weathering and didn't lift up and go under. Now obviously there's a little bit of weathering, but it's not as heavy as everything else. So it's kind of stylistically needs a little bit better weathering. Okay, so the shotgun pouch on the back is good, but there is a paint smudge on my pouch, a random brown paint smudge, which I'm assuming is supposed to be where it's folded. It's starting to crack the leather and it's supposed to be like a weathered seam, or not a seam, like a crease, but it's just like a random blob of brown. So that was random. The belt holding the pants is nice. It's not a cloth, it's like a nylon material. Let's look at the head sculpt. Okay, I hope I'm not gonna have any issues, because alright, so alright, the head sculpt is sculpted pretty decently. The paint on the head does not match the paint on the body. The blood work on the head isn't the best. The eyes are painted really, really nice. I believe they're decals, probably. The hair is sculpted nice. The blood on the ear is okay. The cuts on his face look pretty brown. So, but the expression is nice. Problem. On my neck, there's a smudge of black, which is interesting. And on the back of the neck is a smudge of black. Now, this suffers from a giraffe neck issue, in my opinion. It should sit a little lower. So I will probably have to alter that. So yeah, there's that. So I'm gonna put ash there. Let's get into the secondary base, which holds the Henrietta. Now this is packed nicely, you can already tell. I'm gonna grab a scalpel. What's up? So it is nice packaging. Extra secure. It felt heavy, so I can definitely tell that there's some weight to it and probably a little bit of quality. Oh, and then there's a top part. Alright. So let's get into it. So this is the back wall, and it is surprisingly really heavy. Alright, so the quality is there on the base. It's actually painted really nice on the back wall, I will have to say. Differentiation on the nails. You know, some nails, the silver is painted onto the boards, but that's okay. But it is painted nice. It has a nice metal rod going in the back, so this is actually pretty surprising. Then we have a column, which is still quality resin. I feel like all the quality, probably right off the rip, I could tell went to this. I would rather go into the ash itself, but that's okay. So we have a column. It's painted like a purplish hue with some grays. That's kind of nice. It's got metal rod and metal keying in there, so that's cool. That is heavy. Wow. That is impressive. That one I'll say is impressive. So I'm only excited to see the rest. Alright, the rest of the base, which you can tell is already just as heavy, if not heavier, obviously, because of the size. Alright. First part. The base is heavy. The bottom has a nice decal, some rubber circle pads. The decal is kind of cheaply put there. The sticker, it's got some creases here and there where it was kind of applied kind of quickly, you could tell. But that's alright, I'm not going to look at the bottom. The chain is nice. The lock is surprisingly metal. Everything here is metal and resin. It looks like a magnet system. Obviously, just facing back this way. You can open it up, which is really nice. And you can insert Henrietta. Oh boy, there goes Henrietta! So actually the base is nice. The tree sculpting on the roots could be better. The Dead by Dawn, the way it's painted, the white, inside the lettering, there's clunks of paint, so they went too thick. So that's a little off. The paint of the trees isn't the best. So let me insert this in the back. Alright, so that's nice. The vise is nice. It's, I believe, a plastic, but a very hard plastic. But it is functional. I like that, and it inserts just fine. So the vise will probably have to go this way. And then the little piece of wood, which, here we go. Alright, so the extra piece of wood is not properly done. It does not insert specifically on mine, and it is warped on mine, so the holes don't match up to the keys. If I keep forcing it, I don't want to break it. All right, well, I forced a little bit. It doesn't, I don't know if it goes all the way in. I don't think it is. I think that's as far as it's supposed to go. But that's that. It looks okay. And it's supposed to insert here in the back. Let me just remove the chain. I like the functionality of it. It's a little rigid. And then we got Henrietta, which I can see already on mine. Hair was applied. It is a resin piece, so I do like that. The paint is better than what was shown. The mouth is actually glossy. The sculpting is better. Okay, so on the clothing, there is these like blotches of paint on mine where it's just random. It looks like mistakes, and that's where it kind of runs into the problem, the issue. So, I mean, it poses nicely, and some of the problems are hidden, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, come on, guys, come on. So obviously, they made so the crotch grabber can go into the base over here, and you can pose your ash on there. Even though the crotch grabber is very loose, I will show you guys right here. It literally, it's not a tight fit at all. So that's an issue. All right, so let's rate the Dio separately. The Dio paint, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Quality of materials, definitely 10 out of 10. Displayability, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Henrietta, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It's heavy, good material. Paint's pretty decent, except for the mistakes that they made. It actually came with some nice hair. The only faults I see in this Dio are the roots aren't sculpted, aren't painted amazingly. The blotches on my Dead by Dawn with the white clunky paint. The holes on the vise, on the wood blocker, didn't line up too well. I had to force it in. It's loose for the crotch grabber. And Henrietta has some paint blotches and the sticker at the bottom. You know, even though it's not that big of a deal, it's still kind of not the best. Ash. Alright, so paint on the ash, I'll still have to give it like a 5. Weathering, a 4. Still has a lot of paint blotches. The head paint doesn't match the skin, the neck paint, the rest of the body, and even then, I just noticed the hands don't match the head or the neck. So there's that. The blood isn't that good. The eyes are beautiful. Still some paint blotches, like I said. It suffers from like a giraffe neck. Got click-in joints, which is alright. So overall, yeah, that would be the rating. I have to get it. The chainsaw, I like the metal blade material, but everything else, so I'll give it a 6.5. The hand, I will give it a 5. The secondary deadite head, which I'll probably have to weather and do some stuff to, I'll give it a 6.5. I actually like it because it probably won't have an issue. I mean, actually, let me try, because a lot of people had an issue displaying this. Yeah, okay, so here's the issue. The neck peg is actually like a full 1.5 inch length, and when you pop it up, are you kidding me? No way. Please tell me it goes in further. You're shitting me. Alright. Alright, well, if I don't want to pop my shoulder out, the neck peg is supposed to go in further, but it's not allowing me because it's stuck. I have the most massive spacing. Alright, dude, I'm really going to try, though. Oh, fuck. Alright, so... And it still has a space. What the... Alright. This is where I'm going to get into it. Deadeye head. You want to put it on this neck? Good luck. Because I already just caused a paint scuff on the back of the neck with the hair by forcing it. It still has a huge gap, as you guys can see, and it's all the way in. You guys heard the thud, the click in. The paint doesn't match the neck in any way. Yeah, this is bad, man. This is real bad. ASMUS Toys, this is real bad. For $400 to have this kind of QC issue, I'm sorry, guys. You know, I'm trying to be as fair as possible, but this one I cannot let go. No. And now looking back at the satchel for the shotgun, I have to say it's a little bit oversized. It should be a little bit smaller. But I won't nitpick that. But geez, this... Alright, if you want to swap out the other clothing, which I'm not even going to do, you have to take out all the belts. You have to undo the clothing. You have to pop everything on. I'm sure there's pictures online that you guys can see of what it is, of in-hand pictures. I don't even want to go through that. This is an utter disappointment, okay? Alright, well, other than that, after this, so Deadite head goes from, what did I give it, a 6 or something? It goes all the way down to a 0 because I cannot use it on this. And the fact that I paid $400, I originally paid, but I got my money back. If whoever pays $400 for this and has this issue, and they would have to get a new neck peg or alter and do modifications, not cool, man. People should not pay that kind of money and have this issue. This issue already... Alright. I'm just going to put it down. Well, as you guys can see, I pulled off the Deadite head ash, and as I was pulling it off, you see what happened? The whole fucking mechanism inside his head unglued. And dude, is it me or is this stuff just like shaven just to fit in? Like, what the hell is this? It's like two different parts glued together. And this part was stuck inside the Deadite hash. This is the mechanism where the ball joint goes. I just pulled it just to remove and put the other head, the regular head on. And it completely ripped out from inside the head, from this head, and now it's stuck on here. Oh, okay, so, woo! Now the metal chainsaw fell out of the mechanism. What is happening? Dude. Oh my, so. Alright, so this fell. At least we get to see the inside of the mechanism now. There, you can literally tell where the glue is. There's only a touch of glue to hold that whole piece together. Right there, 1 and 2. Nowhere else is there glue. So if this even falls a slight bit, it will break. So this is the part that fell off, and it's supposed to obviously go there to hold the chainsaw. All right, so this fell, right? It wasn't even that big of a fall, 2 feet. Something like that probably wouldn't break if it had more glue on there, but I understand if it did break, it's obviously my fault. But now you get to see the inside, and literally there was only a dab of glue there to hold it. For a metal heavy, listen, for a metal heavy chainsaw, they only put a dab of glue. What the fuck is this? What is this? What is this? What are those? Okay, it got worse. I tried to pull the ball peg out of the neck here, and the whole mechanism came up! Oh my god! What? The whole mechanism! Now, I can't even... What do I do? What is this? What is this thing? Are you kidding me? What is this? Why did it... I can't change heads without it breaking? I can't. Obviously, this was my fault. It fell, but Jesus Christ, it shouldn't have broken like that. What? But this, I can't even zoom in. This thing. What am I gonna do now? All right, so I'm gonna take this off. Obviously, you can take it off. It's a little bit. I can pop this off. I'll stick it back in there, see what happens. All right, hello. All right, this is the next day. I don't have my mic set up, but I want to do this on camera because I have a feeling when I pull this, this is gonna break the peg. Ugh. All right, so the deadite head ash part came off, and it's held by literally, you can see a little dab of glue, that's it. So that goes back in there. I probably made it better so it actually fits on the head without this. Now I can't get it out. Okay. Now this has to pop back down here. Oh my god. Is it? It's it. No, it's not it. There it is. It's in there. That's what she said, folks. Alright, now let's put the regular ash head on, which actually fits normally, and continue taking pictures. I cannot take pictures with the saw, clearly, with the, yeah, that's gone. Okay, we'll continue. I swear I'm not making this up. Now the peg snapped off. I was barely putting any pressure to put the gun hit. Okay, you know what? This is what ASMUS toys is what you're getting, like this. Jesus, crickets on a. Jesus, take the wheel! What is happening? Alright, another thing I want to point out. The shirt, long sleeve blue shirt, could be changed to damage look. Okay. This picture is not showing me how to take the stuff off. All it says is, whoosh, you see that arrow? It just says, take it off. How am I supposed to take it off? It doesn't say it anywhere here. It says the arms, the hands, whatever, pull. Swap the arms out. Swap that out. Diorama. So, how do you take the straps off? Taking off the shotgun right rig before change the shirt. How do you do this? How do you take this strap off? Alright, I gotta figure it out. Alright, so obviously I did it the safe way because I didn't want to just take it off the body without undoing it, so I undid the buckle. And it should come off pretty easy, but putting that buckle back in, being very tight, is going to be very annoying and tedious, and I'll have to use little tweezers, and it'll probably damage the belt or at least leave some scratches. Unless there's a better way that they haven't shown, that this is how I'm doing it. Alright, so the body's actually sculpted, but it's that rubber material, the same one that the arms are made out of, so over time, if you're going to have it in special positions, I'm sure it's going to keep the bend. And then there's a random like weathering mark, which I'm assuming is obviously meant to display through the shirt. But other than that, the arms are pretty cheap. I thought it was a better body than what it is, but yeah, for 400 bucks, I don't know, guys. Let's continue real quick. Alright, oh my god, I keep finding stuff. I want to quit this review because I keep finding wrong things, but my body is starting to break. I didn't do anything to it, it's already like cracking. I guess you could say it's splitting. It's not really a crack. The seam is just not seamed together anymore. It's cracking. Like, what the oh my. It's supposed to be like that, right? No, there's no seam on that side. Dude, I don't know. Like, Jesus, take the wheel! Alright, let's put an arm on him. We're doing this one-handed. If anything breaks on this one, this is my fault because I'm doing it one-handed. Nope, gotta put it down. Does this even... what the fuck? Dude! as I continue... No way. No fucking way. I don't believe it. I can't... Dude, as I continue, I don't know if you guys can see. As I continue, the body is cracking more. What the f... Alright, so there's the pad. There's the hole to put it in, put the ball joint. What the fuck? And it snapped completely! Okay, no, I must be doing this wrong. There's got to be like a scientific orientation class that I can take to do this the right way. There has to be... Oh my fucking god. I'm doing it wrong. I'm the stupid one, right? There we go. We have... Okay. Alright, so real quick, I don't even... Alright, the arms are completely screwed. It's already got like a bend here when it's even... Like, I have to do it completely even backwards for it to be... Not have that seam anymore, that bend. So the rubber's already messed up after just trying to... Alright, let's do the other arm. Alright, so I've put it on, and clearly there is a side issue here. Again, we got enough space to fucking put a condo in there. What the hell? But this one is perfect. But this side, we got enough space to put a fucking family of 4 inside that shoulder. What is happening? No, this has got to be the fucking troll of the year, guys. This has got to be troll of the fucking year, ASMUS Toys. You guys can't be playing with me. Alright, so this one... Now this rubber over here is bent. Okay. Jesus, take the wheel! Alright, guys, so... I didn't put the hands in because obviously this hand, the wrist peg, is broken. So I can't hold nothing, and I don't have an extra one right now. They did send an extra one in the box. Can't seem to find it. That's my fault completely. This wrist peg is hard to get out right now, so I don't even want to try breaking anything else even further, but this is what it would look like. I didn't put the strap back on because it's a little complex. I would have to take the arm off. It was my fault. Strap should go on first. It was, I believe, stated in the instructions, but this is what it kind of looks like with the body swap. But either way, like, it's got some issues at the end of the day, you know, like this piece is just... Got some issues, ASMUS Toys. I'm just, for 400 bucks, we definitely have to do better. I'm gonna continue with the review. This was kind of recorded the next day, so I didn't want to go into doing all the body swapping and all that, but then I figured, you know what, they were nice enough to do it, to send this to me free, so I might as well give them all the chances I get, and maybe it was better if I didn't do it. Groovy. Alright, well, overall, I'm going to rate this release a, the base is, the DX base. We're talking DX, it saves a lot of it. Henrietta isn't as bad, other than the paint smudges. Everything else was as I thought. A few things surprised me, like the metal blade, the function that the metal blade moves. The clothing was a little bit better than I expected. The shotgun was a little bit better than I expected. But the base is what really surprised me. But there's still a lot of issues that needs to be handled, and I'm not too happy. Alright, let's go through all the issues. Crotch grabber doesn't stay on the DX base in any sort of way, it moves. The paint on the hands doesn't match the paint on the Deadite head on the body. Doesn't even match this one. The Deadite paint doesn't match the rest of the body either. The cloth weathering could have been done better. Some areas aren't even touched. The hair on the secondary head is not good. The fact that this is rubber looks cheap. It's poorly painted on the knife in certain areas. The clothing is cut up cheaply. There's random paint blotches on Henrietta. There's random paint blotches on the base. Like I said, crotch grabber doesn't go in there. These arms, when you fold them, they look like paper. The whole neck situation. It originally had a bad giraffe neck issue with this. Now it has a Galapagos Rex elephantinitis neck issue. It literally looks like a fucking prehistoric dinosaur. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, alright, well, there's that. So, yeah, overall, I'm gonna give it a 4. This was cool, though. The Ash, in general, like a 4. With the base, I'll give it a 4.5, 5. I wanted to be fair, alright, but when I got this, it was cool up until that point, man. Alright, well, one thing I gotta say, ASMUS Toys, it showed a lot of, humility in wanting to do this. I respect them a lot more. Maybe just because of that action, I will buy more ASMUS toys and see if they can redeem themselves. Obviously, a lot of these issues happen in production while they were shipped, actually after production while they were shipping, so it's kind of hard to fix a lot of them. They're trying to QC it a lot, so I understand. They should have never gotten to this point, but I understand now they're doing a lot of catch-up. Thanks to them again for doing this. I know it probably didn't go the way they wanted to, but I gotta be fair. And there is a paint mark in the front of my base too that's silver and has nothing to do with the rest of the base. Okay, nonetheless, you know, just next time ASMUS Toys do a little bit better. I think this was a very good learning experience for you guys, and I'm sure it won't happen again, hopefully, because I think, yeah. So until next time, once again, I do want to say thank you, ASMUS Toys, for sending this to me. I do understand that it's hard. I try to be as fair as possible, but when I get to that point, everything else kind of goes out the door. Yeah, but they did show a lot of heart and humility wanting to do this and being fair about it. So until next time, guys, definitely I will give ASMUS Toys another chance because they were willing to do this, and I think this will be a heavy learning experience. So the next release probably won't have these kind of issues, and this is a good learning thing. So I'm not gonna sit here and keep saying the same stuff over and over and over. Once again, shout out to ASMUS Toys and everybody else. I've been your host, Daniel TERZO, aka Galactables. So stay tuned, Car Hero Collection, and peace.
I'ma keep it 55 straight.